So if you guys want to follow me on Instagram, it's do better_fitness, and that's for my work one, and our car one is watch_German_cars. Okay, please enjoy the video. Hi Alexis, so finally I have tracked down a C300. So I did look at this, guys. His ended up not being the sun shades in the sunroof, so like the sunshade. His ended up being a motor for the sunroof assembly. So unfortunately, it's not going to be exactly like yours, but I will point out everything that you need to do in your car. So for you, you're thinking it's your sunshade only, and it might just be a motor. It could be something stuck, either debris or whatnot. So what you're going to have to do is going to be to remove the A, B pillars in the car. I will link a separate video to how to take down the A pillar and how to remove the grab handles and the sun visors themselves here. And then you're going to have to make sure you have the car deactivated. So you can do that yourself. You can disconnect the battery, leave the doors open for at least 30 minutes. And then this will kill the auxiliary power. That way you don't accidentally detonate any of your airbags. That is crucial. You definitely don't want to do that. And then you're going to have to pull down all of the headliner for you to get access to the sunshade covers in the sunroof. Okay, so here is a grab handle. You can see these little boxes inside the thing. You can use a screwdriver, just pop these out, and underneath you're going to see Torx bits. So you're going to use Torx bits. Same here, you can see there's a little clip. This one you're going to do, and then once you put the screwdriver in there, all you're going to have to do is pop it open. This works on all these. And then use the Torx bit to just remove it. Simple as that. This shouldn't take you more than, I would say, 5 minutes. That's how long it took me to do the whole thing. And this one was a little bit harder. You can see it's right here. You're going to have the same thing, Torx bit. You just remove it, and then the sun visor will slide out to the opposite side of the car. So like the left side will go to the right side. It just pulls out once you've undone the screw. You're going to have to remove this light. You're going to have to follow my other video to remove an A pillar, and that's this thing. And there's an airbag in there, so you got to be careful. This is very easy. You're going to use a pry tool, interior pry tools key. So it's plastic. You're just going to pop it out here, and there's a bunch of clips. The more options your car has, the more clips they're going to be inside. Just disconnect all those cables, and then they only go back one way, so it's not too difficult. And once you've done this, you're going to remove the B pillar, and then you have access to get the entire roof liner down. Okay, you can see that the entire roof panel is down now. And once this is all down, this is going to give you access to the motors for those sun blinds. So to get us to this point, it actually is, honestly, it took maybe like 3-4 hours. It might take you longer. We had to use a shop computer only because it's having problems with the actual motor for the sunroof itself, and it just makes it easier to put it in like service mode using a computer itself. But if you don't have that stuff, hopefully you won't need it. You're gonna just be doing the sunshades. They just go on a little clip system. So you can see there's a B and A tab, and they clip into that, and that is how you pull the sheet itself. Depending where you buy your sunshade from, it should come with different instructions. So just follow the instructions that your kit comes with. They're actually pretty detailed how to do this, because you're going to have to put it into just enough hanging out so you can go back in and fold over correctly, and it tells you exactly on yours how far that would be. So if you're lucky, Mercedes used Torx bits to put yours in place. Here I've marked where the Torx bit was located, and this is just going to remove that panel down. We had to cut some zip ties to move some of the hoses, but I'd recommend just doing the same. Just cut them and replace the zip ties. That way you don't damage the hoses in the removal, and make sure you don't irritate these airbags. They are located basically all around your car. These are the side curtain airbags, but like I said, deactivate the car. So the car has had the battery removed. I've run the auxiliary down, and the doors have been open for a minimum of 30 minutes before we started work. The rest of these red dots are the other screws that you're going to have to remove the rest of your sunshades. And here I've just thrown up some pricing, basically, on if it's just those two parts, how much it should cost you. You're probably looking at $600, honestly, just for the two sunshades. If it isn't anything else but just the sunshade. If there's anything else wrong with it, obviously the cost would be higher. The car that we're working on right now, it's his sunroof motor. That's a super easy job to change. Most shops are charging like $1,000, maybe $800 to $900 if you're lucky. That only took an hour to do. So I don't understand how come they charge so much. The parts are like $200. So that I would recommend people to do themselves. These sunshades, honestly, unless you're super capable working on your own car, I honestly wouldn't recommend it. This is almost like a nightmare. I think if it was my own car, I wouldn't fix it either. I would just leave it broken. And unfortunately, I know that sucks. Or I would take it to Mercedes. You might get lucky. There's a lot of customers are having these problems, and maybe they have maybe they'll pay a little bit towards it for you or something. Some dealers do that. I know we've been really lucky with our Mercedes dealers in the past. When I was in the Bay Area, I've had I think 6 sunroof replaced on my C-Class. When it's just slightly broken, they wouldn't do anything. But if you just really, really break it, like I would jam it, so the sunroof itself would get cut off every time, and I'd get a new one. But each case is different. My car was also brand new, so it's still within the warranty period. Even when my sunroof was no longer in warranty, they still gave me a pretty good discount for repairing. And just like I said, I personally wouldn't want to fix my own. It's just so much work. And I honestly think if you had to do this yourself, you're probably looking at a weekend of work. And that's if nothing else goes wrong. Because you don't want to break anything taking all that stuff apart. Okay, hopefully this has helped you. And hopefully if you do decide to do it, this gets you through it. And if you do decide to take it to a shop, try to take it to Mercedes first to see if they can do you a deal. If they don't, take it to an independent. A qualified mechanic that specializes in Mercedes should be able to do this. I'm not going to give you a price because prices vary. Like for the guy that I just did, I was charging only $30 an hour for labor. So I think a normal shop is going to charge you 60 to 80, maybe even more. So based on that, it's going to be a bit. I think the cheapest you're looking at maybe it's like $1,600. Okay, thank you, Lexus. Please like, subscribe, and share the videos. Thank you. Bye-bye.